Spawning in the top left position on Arid Plateau, we have, in the red trunks, our Protoss named Styx. In the bottom right position, we have our blue Terran named Arrav, who's actually sporting the For the Horde symbol, so we know he's a collector's edition fag. I'm one too, so don't judge. This is Arid Plateau. This is one of the newer maps added onto the Blizzard ladder. You've got kind of a decent sized base. You've got a ramp that leads into a natural, which actually it's moderately easy to defend. There's some shrubbery over here to prevent vision, but with a couple pylons or a little bit of SimCity, you can actually block a lot of that. It leads into a wide open third, or it leads into a natural third over here. You've got a set of rocks down over here to be able to break them, or you've got a set over rocks that cover some golden minerals on your side. It's a 1v1 map, so you always know where your opponent's going to spawn. So with a PvT on this map, let's see kind of how it goes into it. From Arrav, we see something standard. We see a 12 racks, and we might see a 13 gas in a moment. Maybe in a moment. Maybe not. But from our Protoss player, we see a 12 racks and a 13, or a 12 gateway, excuse me, and a 13 gas, and chrono boosting on his Nexus. So something standard from our Protoss player, nothing out of the ordinary. Don't tickle my SCV, please. Don't tase my SCV, please. It looks like we're likely going to see another 1 racks fast expand. We're seeing a lot of that in the PvTs tonight. And I'm so happy I get to watch a PvT that has the Terran music. I love it. I love it. I hope for Heart of the Swarm and for Legacy of the Void they do a good job with the music again. I'm sure they will. Arab with the BM, he says don't tickle my SCV, but he's tickling a lot of these probes over here mining gas. He decides that he's had enough of that and he's getting out. Getting an orbital. Chasing that probe out with that Marine, and it looks like we're going to see another command center from Arrav in a moment. Hi, kitty.
Okay.
Do you want to cast games with me too?
No.
Oh, Mama says no.
No.
And Arrav putting down the command center at 20 supply. We see a second gas come in for Styx. We see a chrono boost on Cybernetics core. But interesting enough, we don't see a unit coming out of the gateway quite yet. So Styx feels pretty comfortable with not putting out any kind of pressure or any kind of unit yet, and he's actually building a robotics facility. So Styx being very bold here. Normally, a lot of people will build either a Stalker if they skip the Zealot, or they'll build a Zealot right away while the Cybernetics core is building. So. Kitty wants to play. Alright, there's that Stalker that's warping in. Not being chrono boosted at all either. Still chrono boosting the Nexus, so really wants to get that Kami out and really just wants to make sure that he's good to go. 2 more barracks coming in for Arrav. First gas being put down. And a 4th barracks considered being put down, might be put down. Engineering bank being put down. So it looks like we're going to see a heavy barracks play from Arrav. Or Arrav, excuse me. See another gateway, so it looks like we see gateway, robo, gateway. So looks like a 3-gate robo opening from Styx. Chrono boosting an observer to make sure nothing fishy's going on. Sending that Stalker out to assert map control, make sure nothing fishy's going on. We see a tech lab being thrown down on Arrav, so it looks like that. He looks like he's going to start getting some upgrades on some of his barracks units. Warp gate just about done, and it looks like Styx is getting a warp prism. So very interesting play. We go to the unit counting station, and Styx is up to 29 probes on top of 24 of Arrav's SCVs. The thing that really scares me though is that unit count. There's only 1 Stalker to 20 or to 10 Marines of Arrav. So Twilight Council being thrown down. And that warp prism is on the way. Now, I haven't seen a lot of games on this map. I've played one or two practice games against one of my buddies, and it seemed like at least it favored Protoss being able to do any of these kind of wall offs or anything like that. It's very difficult to maneuver inside your base, but once you get outside your base, there's nearly plenty of room. Got one SCV that barely missed the warp prism that's being dropped in. Arrav did get a hint that Nexus is being built, so he feels pretty comfortable that he's definitely got a macro advantage. Going to keep an eye on that warp prism, and we see the flock of Marine Marauder over here, and that's kind of a deadly force. There's a lot of stuff right there. And to be perfectly honest, Styx doesn't have a whole lot. He's down about 14 food. We see a drop. And the Zealots come in. There's still one more stalker to be done. And he takes all of his SC, or a good chunk of his SCVs, and moves them over. And we see the battalion of Marine and Marauder push back. And interesting enough, he decides to load up his stalkers and pull home, and utilize that to delay some mining and kill some workers. Styx is able to kill 2 workers and kill 3 units overall, so a couple Marines here and there. Only the 2 Zealots were killed right there, so it was kind of an expensive trade, but he was able to delay mining time and really put Arrav on the back heel. So that's the kind of drop you want to do. You want to make sure that you use it to be able to get yourself in a position where you're a little bit more successful. Now, I don't understand why the Twilight Council was put down, because he hasn't tech towards it yet. He's actually thrown down a robotics bay, going for a Colossus den. Now Arrav's sending out a Marine to actually do the watchtower. Actually lost the observer right there. I guess he was moving it. +1 is done for Arrav, and he's got stim, but he's missing combat shield and concussive shells, so that's something that he's interested in doing. He did scan right there. I think he got whiff of the... I need to stop saying whiff. I think he got a whiff of the warp prism that's right there. So he might have delayed mining a little bit more, but extended thermal lance is on the way. But we don't have a Colossus out quite yet. He's only got 14 supply overhead, so making a Colossus or 2, he's going to get supply blocked. Uh-oh. Okay, that Warp Prism got dangerously close to that fighting squad right there, so... as we go to the Workers tab, Styx is taking a commanding lead. Oh, that Warp Prism is going to get caught, and ouch! Did take a commanding lead, but he actually drew out a stim without any ability to be able to revive from that, so if he can hold it off... That didn't work. The fact that he was able to draw out a stim was important, because these guys are already in the orange health, but the thing is that that's quite a large army, and Styx really doesn't have anything. He's got a Colossus, 2 sentries, and an Immortal, so that base is going to die. Now, that Colossus is trying to take some pot shots, and with those guys already being in yellow, that Colossus is actually going to do quite a bit of work. Now, if I was Arrav, which I'm not, I think he's going to check a couple things. Those he's going to check to make sure there isn't a base or anything like that. He's actually on the that probe is or that SCV is doing work on that. Has it been doing work on that the entire time? If I was Arrav, I would go home right now. Utilize the ability to take up your 3rd, which he's doing, and being able to get medevacs out so that he can be able to continue his fight with these units. These guys should not go and engage any further right now. But Styx decides that he has had enough of it, and he's brought all of his probes, along with his 2 Colossus and his Stalker, and he's just going to go 1A and pray. But the thing is that Arrav's units are going to cut and actually get into the middle of this. These guys are on move! All these guys are going to get lost for nothing. They did draw out another stim, though, but those Colossus actually might do some work. They did some work. Lots of charred Terrans sitting right down there, but all of Styx's attack force are in 2 Colossus. He's got an Immortal, a Stalker, a Sentry, and 4 Zealots. So I don't know if it's gonna work. I would laugh very hard if it did. Oh no, he was able to get around. He was able to get around a lot of that. That Colossus went down, and I don't know if he just might win this. Actually, bringing the SCVs into play, that Colossus is doing work. 24 kills, 25 kills. Bringing the 4 Zealots that were down, doing a force field, actually blocking a lot of that work. That Immortal has 20 kills. This is all Styx has, but Arrav has the defender's advantage. He's stemming and he's kiting. Is Styx gonna win this? He's actually got the defender's advantage. He's got some Zealots right here. He's got an Immortal and he's got a Colossus that are doing work at the range. He's got a Sentry that's got 5 kills. 3 bleeding Zealots technically, and he's sitting in the command. He's sitting in the probe line. This is all Styx has. He doesn't have the ability to even build another probe. He didn't even have another probe. He's actually chasing all that stuff down. Those Zealots are doing some work. That Colossus is 35 kills, and the units that are just trickling out of the units for Arrav, they don't have enough to be able to do anything. Styx is actually taking a food lead. I don't believe this. Arrav is actually lifting off quite a bit of his things, and he doesn't have a whole lot of anti-air, don't get me wrong, but he's got a planetary fortress over here, though. That's probably what he's deciding to do. So he's lifting up, he's moving, he's got all this stuff. It's just so sad that that one SCV over there is still going to work. There isn't a probe anymore. Like, there's not any. He boxed everything and brought it. Now he's actually able to camp these production structures in there. He's got a Stalker in here, but 4 units that pop out is actually going to kill that Stalker. That Stalker got chased. It's going to go down. Oh no. That Colossus can do work at range. It will outrange a planetary fortress. I think a planetary fortress's range is 6? 6 or 7? We'll know in a minute after that SCV is done. 6. So, it won't outrange the Colossus, or it won't outrange the Immortal, but the Colossus will outrange it. This is so weird. Like, Styx actually almost. I mean, he's starting to lose now because he's actually able to mine, but Styx was almost about to be able to pull a win out just from being able to take all of his probes and his 2 Colossus. If he was able to position that second Colossus a little bit better, he likely would have been able to hold. That splash damage taking it, so all of his food's right here. He's got a Colossus and Immortal. And he's got Marines and a Hellion right here, so it's not going to be long until the outcome of this game is decided, but I will definitely give it to Styx. Styx did, he did a good job of definitely getting a run for his money. I literally thought within a moment's notice Styx was going to win this game. And I don't see how he can now, but I've seen crazier things. So Styx got in a little bit ballsy with this Immortal, trying to see what's over there. That Colossus with 41 kills. Assigned to scout a little bit, and Arrav actually holding up here, massing Marines, which if they run up to the Colossus, it's going to be they'll win, but they'll take some heavy losses. But they'll wreck that Immortal. Now If I was Styx, I would have camped these structures until he at least lifted up and left, because being able to kill these structures is what was the strength. Like, he had a good standing army, and even 6 units worth of units coming at a time, he wasn't able to do anything about it. But the thing is that he's got an immortal over here, he's got a Colossus over here. He's killing stuff. Oh no, that immortal, it's not immortal anymore. Oh, that Colossus coming in. Oh. But if I was Styx, I would have camped the production facilities. Is what I would have done. And we see another fight. Those Marines, they stem, they run in, and Styx is at 0 supply. And Styx with a well-mannered GG, and he leaves the game. Very valiant attempt, Styx. I like how you just said, "Fuck it." Flipped the table, flipped your probes, and went and almost killed the Terran. Now, the only downside that would have sucked was all he had to do to do a draw was to lift off and just go over here, because there wasn't anything you could do about it. But very, very valiant attempt. You almost won a game just by bringing all of your workers for the Horde. Wow, that's awesome.